175 years, Holy Name Cathedral has welcomed immigrants and migrants, given food to the hungry and homeless, and ministered to the spiritual needs of its faith community without ceasing. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Mayor, and the members of the Chicago City Council, do hereby declare the 18th day of November, 2024, as Holy Name Cathedral Day, in honor of the 175th anniversary.
Information on the 175th birthday of one of the oldest churches in Chicago.
And WGN's Mike Lowe looks back at the rich history of Holy Name Cathedral, the parish that became the spiritual home to the area's 2 million Catholics.
Shakespeare once asked, "What's in a name?" If it's Holy Name, the answer is 175 years of history.
Almost every major event in Chicago, the source and summit for celebration is right here on these grounds at Holy Name Cathedral.
Holy Name's rector, Father Gregory Sakowicz, is steeped in Holy Name's lore.
Having been founded in 1849, we're talking 11 years before the Civil War. The city of Chicago was 16 years old.
From the ashes of the Chicago fire, the cathedral's 210-foot bell tower rose as a beacon of faith, built out of the same yellow Illinois limestone as the water tower.
They broke ground here 1874, July of 1874, and it was completed in 16 months. So it was a very quick construction.
Holy Name docent John Silver
A large space
took WGN on a tour of the Gothic Revival landmark designed by architect Patrick Keeley. His theme for the cathedral was the biblical tree of life, so the front doors and the screen in the vestibule resemble bark.
He played with darkness and light themes.
The cathedral's stained glass windows reflect that theme, with darker hues at the entrance and brighter ones at the altar.
So it's kind of like your journey from sin to salvation, from earth to heaven. We're moving into the brightness here. But one of the first things people notice when they come in behind us is the big gallery organ. It's the third largest organ in Chicago.
And in 1979, in perhaps the biggest event in the cathedral's history, Pope John Paul II visited for 2 consecutive nights.
Just seeing him come down that aisle, it was so overwhelming for me.
In 1924, a procession of 80,000 people greeted newly named Cardinal George Mundelein upon his return to Chicago. 2 years later, 1 million people attended the International Eucharistic Congress. It was the largest liturgical celebration in American history to that point. And in the 1960s, the draped and decorated altar was replaced by simple and solemn wood.
Was that meant to make things more accessible to the common man?
I think they wanted to kind of modernize it.
Even this statue of the Virgin Mother was replaced.
The statue of the Blessed Mother, in the 1960s, they removed it. Then about 5 years ago, we got a phone call that said, "We have your Mary. Would you like her back?" It's the original statue.
In the ceiling center is the Holy Name itself. What looks like IHS in English are the Greek letters Iota, Eta, Sigma, the first 3 letters of the name Jesus.
And then around it, we have the 4 evangelists with their kind of symbols.
And there's a story about why the symbol of the ox, representing Luke, is looking off to the side.
And he said, "You have to change Luke." And they're kind of taken aback, like, "What's wrong with Luke?" He said, "Well, the original Luke was looking straight ahead, and it looked exactly like the logo of the Chicago Bulls."
Above the altar is a cross seemingly suspended in air, a cross that differs from those you see in most Catholic churches.
There are no nails in the hands, there's no gash on the side or crown of thorns. Instead, he's the resurrected Christ, kind of whole, healthy, and resurrected.
Behind the massive altar stands the bishop's chair, or cathedra.
So this chair is what makes Holy Name a cathedral.
Yes. Cathedra comes from the word cathedra, which is essentially the bishop's chair.
And hanging overhead are the red hats, or galeros, of the departed Chicago Cardinals.
And after he died, they would take the hat and raise it to the top of his cathedral, where you can kind of watch down over us from the afterlife. And it was supposed to stay there until it disintegrates, so it's like dust to dust. You can see these two crossbars.
The ceiling comprises gold-leafed oak beams and 23,000 pine lathings.
One of them in 2008 came crashing down to the floor.
No one was inside when it happened, but this pew still bears a scar from the impact. The cathedral was closed for 7 months as engineers secured every single panel. Then, in 2009, a ferocious fire nearly destroyed the cathedral, but Chicago firefighters worked in frigid conditions to save it.
They walked a wooden catwalk to the front here with a hose to douse the fire. We were literally within 1 or 2 minutes of the cathedral being burned to the ground.
Notorious North Side gangster Jaime Weiss, whose headquarters was located above a nearby flower shop, was gunned down by Al Capone's henchmen near the cathedral steps.
They parked on Superior Street, they turned the corner, and Capone had two kind of snipers up in kind of crow's nest up here, and they opened fire, and then some of the bullets kind of hit the cathedral itself.
Today, Holy Name is still a bustling parish. "29-year-old priest Andy Maticevic was ordained at Holy Name and is now preparing to celebrate noon Mass.
And love your neighbor as yourself.
175 years of history answering the question, what's in a name?
Body of Christ.
At Holy Name Cathedral, Mike Lowe, WGN News.